tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Susanne Rea?
Well, thank you, Colin. Well, my name is Susanne Rea. I'm an international speaker. I'm a leadership expert and have my own consultancy.
So what does it mean to be a leadership expert?
Well, basically, I have lots of experience as a leader. When you ask my mother from the moment that I opened my eyes, but actually in the corporate world as well. So I've worked for 16 years in retail, 7 years with Europe's biggest grocery retailer, and I had the responsibility for over 200 employees. So that's where you gain a lot of experience in the leadership field. And then also I know how it feels, to be entrepreneur within a corporate. And that's why I decided to become an entrepreneur. And I have helped thousands of people actually on my events to decide, whether they want to be an entrepreneur in their corporate field or if they want to start their own business as an entrepreneur as well. So I have lots of experience also why people want to actually leave their job, the corporate world, and start something new. And that helps the corporate as well, how to keep their high potentials.
Yeah, because that's what you did as well. You worked for a while at a very good job, and then you left. Can you tell us about that? Why you decided to leave? And maybe people thought you were crazy for leaving such a good job and then starting your own adventure.
Yeah, well, actually, everyone thought that, right? Either that I'm crazy or that, something better was waiting, but I didn't actually know what I got myself into. I just knew that I didn't want to work in the same environment because for once I stopped growing. So we're always talking about the learning curve, and actually my learning curve just stopped. So I wasn't fulfilling my values. That actually what was driving me. And we all know by now, money is not it's an external factor, but it just helps to a certain point, and that wasn't driving me anymore. So I had to break out of the routine and also had to find another purpose that I want to fulfill. And I think that's what our generation actually is looking for. And we're not afraid to do that anymore because we are living in a world full of possibilities. So I decided after 7 years that I'm going to quit this secure job. I was actually about to, climb the corporate ladder. And that's when I decided I'm not going to do that. So I want to go in a different direction.
And what direction did you go into then?
Well, I basically wanted to help people to find their own path, same what I did. And I actually want to help, create better leaders so that within the workspace and within, this environment where you can still learn and can still grow, because the workspace is changing. And I've traveled the world. I've worked with so many international corporates and with so many great role models, such as, Ren Zuckerberg, who started with Facebook when there were 5 guys in the basement of a house. And then she left the company when there were over 5,000 people working there. So it's really interesting to learn from these people. And then also with Susanne Rea, for example, he's Oprah Winfrey's partner, and he talks about authentic leadership. And, if you have a partner like Oprah Winfrey, where the whole world knows, you have to know who you are and you have to know, how to position yourself and be authentic. So it's so interesting to learn from all kinds of people, corporate startups, and that's just the diversity we're living in.
Yeah. So a question we get a lot is, why would very successful people like you, for example, why would they become a mentor and voluntarily give their experiences and knowledge to a younger mentee?
Yeah.
What's in it for you?
Because I truly believe the more you give, the more you receive. It's universal law, and it's the fulfillment that we just talked about. So it's really, if you think about, what makes you happy without getting paid for it or something. And if you see that you actually have an influence in a certain way, you can only give your opinion. There's a big difference in between advice and opinion. So you can speak out your opinion, you can give an advice, but then it's really great to see what the person is actually deciding within their own authentic personality and leadership skill, and is actually, deciding which way I want to go and, which path I want to travel. And I think it's great to share your experience, but I would never say, oh, you have to do it like this, or you have to do it like this. But I can tell you, well, I've been in this situation. That's what I experienced. And then you make a proper decision on whatever you've heard.
Yeah. So leadership is one of your big topics that you talk about. And I'm curious to know, how do you define leadership? Or is there one definition, or are there many kinds of leadership?
Well, there's not one definition. You go to university and you learn these are the leadership styles, you have and we had from everything from 100 years ago and whatever. For me personally, leadership is the, skill to motivate people, to make them believe in what you believe in, and not in a manipulating way, but to actually show them the big picture and make them believe in this great vision. But therefore, you need to have this vision. And that's what actually most companies are lacking. And that's why so many people are leaving, because they have no idea what they're doing. And I love, there's a story, if I can share a small anecdote.
Yeah.
So there's this story of, before the first rocket was sent to the moon in the US, the president was actually visiting NASA, and he was talking to the cleaning guy, what is it called? The maintenance guy.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, what are you doing here? And he said, well, we're shooting the first man to the moon. So this is how you see how people, it doesn't matter what they're actually doing within an organization, but they know that they're working for the big vision. So he knew that just him, cleaning the floors was such an important role within the whole, like look at it as a big puzzle. So his piece of the puzzle was so important that without it, it would have been incomplete.
Wow.
And that's what fascinates me about it. And as a mentor, you have so much influence on this as well.
On that note, all I can say is thank you so much, Susanne, for coming in and sharing a little bit of yourself with us. And hope to see you real soon when you're in town again.
Well, I will definitely come to the next event because I love the mentor talk. So thank you very much.